Let's talk about how your self-esteem shows up in your business. Yes, so many of you are in jobs getting underpaid because you don't even know your worth. And whatever you carry as yourself, like your self-esteem is going to determine how much you get paid, okay? So if you don't even know your self-esteem, if you don't know your value, if you don't know your worth, you will go into that business and they will underprice you and they will underpay you, and you're going to be excited that you just got a job, and that is what so many of you are doing. Now, before you go for that interview or before you start that hair business, that clothing business, sit down and ask yourself, what are your values? What are you offering these people? What are you confident about yourself that when you take it there, that the company will be grateful that they have you, or that person buying that product and services will be excited that, oh, I bought it from this person. You need to establish that. You need to know what you are worth, what you bring to the table of that business. See, whatever decision you're going to make is going to show, it's going to reflect in your business, it's going to reflect in your value. Okay, when they call you for an interview and they ask you questions and you try to negotiate your salary, if you know you're bringing value, if you're confident about it, you're going to decide your salary and you're going to stick to it. But when you don't know what you're bringing in for that company, you're going to settle at whatever they give to you because you're feeling like, oh, thank God I got a job. So most of you go into that job interview and you don't negotiate at all because what? You don't have anything you're offering. You don't even know you offer something, or you don't know you're even valuable. So you just take whatever they give to you. They just tell you, okay, your salary is so and so amount. You just take it. You're fine. Have you met people who have value, who bring something to the table? When they present such an amount of salary to them, they would negotiate. They'll say, no, they will say something. But so many people just accept it, and the company, most of these companies are open to negotiation, but you just accept it. Why? You don't even know that you carry something. You don't even know what you carry. So before you go in for that job interview, before you start up that business, sit down and ask yourself, what am I offering these people? Why should I insist for this salary? Why should they pay me more? When you give yourself reasons, you go into that interview as someone that knows their worth and their value. And trust me, that company will give it to you. They will give you that price that you're demanding. It's the same thing for that business. You're starting a clothing business. You're bringing in quality clothes, but because you don't have value, you don't even know your worth, you don't know how important this clothes you're selling is, you just sell whatever. Meanwhile, that same clothes, someone else is selling it times 10 what you are selling it. And funny enough, people rush to that person in the hopes that, oh, this person is actually bringing something that's not about made, something that's legit, something that's not fake. But you that is selling something the same quality, because you don't have value, they think yours is fake. That is just a difference. I've seen times and times again. So you need to sit down and place value on yourself before you go into that job for an interview, before you start that business. See, when it comes to value, don't allow anybody undermine your value. People shouldn't look down on you and talk down on you and say, what do you have? What can you bring? What can you see? Don't let them. They can say it, that's their mouth. But you know within yourself, I'm valuable. I'm bringing this and this, and you stick to it irrespective of the pressure. People want to bring you down. Oh, bring this price down, do this and do that. Don't do that. Stick to your value. You know your worth. You alone know it. And it has nothing to do with how rich you are, how you stay in a fine environment, how pretty you are. No, it has everything to do with your self-worth. It has everything to do with your self-esteem. It has everything to do with your self-concept. If you have a healthy self-esteem, you know that you are important and you matter and you count, and whatever you're bringing is valuable, people will buy from you irrespective of the price you choose. Companies that can afford you will hire you irrespective of the amount you're demanding. So stop selling yourself short and start basing your prices based on the value you offer.